The judge was already reaching for his pen. The courtroom was silent. My lawyer whispered, "It's over." And then, my 8-year-old daughter stood up. She wasn't supposed to speak. She wasn't even listed as a witness. But what she said next changed everything. "This is not a movie. This is what really happened to us. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 34 years old, a mother of one, and for the longest time, I believed the justice system would protect my child." Before this story continues, take 1 second. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below where you're watching from in the USA. Because this story isn't just mine. It's a warning and a message. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 34 years old. I'm a mother. And for most of my life, I believed that bad things only happen to other families. The kind you see on the news. The kind people whisper about. Not families like mine. From the outside, our life looked perfect. A quiet suburban neighborhood. A white house with a clean lawn. A man everyone respected. And a little girl with big eyes and soft laughter. My husband, Daniel, was the kind of man people trusted instantly. He worked hard. Spoke calmly. Never raised his voice in public. Teachers liked him. Neighbors admired him. Even my own parents used to say, "Emily, you're lucky. You found a good man." And for a long time, I believed them. Our daughter, Lily, was 8 years old. She loved drawing butterflies and coloring outside the lines. She used to run through the house barefoot, laughing so loudly it echoed off the walls. But slowly, that laughter disappeared. It didn't happen overnight. That's the scary part. At first, it was small things. She stopped asking questions. She stopped hugging her father. She started locking her bedroom door at night. I told myself she was just growing up. Kids change, right? Then the nightmares started. Every night around 2 a.m. Lily would wake up shaking. Her pajamas soaked with sweat. Her eyes wide open but not really seeing me. She would grab my arm and whisper, "Mom, don't let him come in." I asked her who she meant. She never answered. I confronted Daniel. He looked offended, hurt. "Emily," he said softly. "You're imagining things. You're turning nothing into something." And I wanted to believe him. Because believing him was easier than facing the thought that I might be wrong about the man sleeping beside me. Weeks passed. Lily stopped eating properly. Her teacher called me in. "She's distracted," the teacher said. "She flinches when adults raise their voices." That word, flinches, stayed in my head. One evening, I noticed bruises on Lily's arm, small, fading. She said she fell at school. I didn't push. And that is the guilt I still live with. The night everything truly began. It was raining. Daniel said he was working late. Lily sat beside me on the couch. Quiet, holding her stuffed rabbit too tightly. Suddenly, she asked me something that changed my life forever. "Mom, if I tell the truth, will you still love me?" My heart dropped. I told her I would always love her, no matter what. She opened her mouth to speak. And then we heard the front door open. Daniel was home. Lily froze. Her entire body went stiff. Her eyes filled with fear. She whispered, "Never mind." That was the moment I knew something was wrong. Something dark. Something I had been refusing to see. And from that moment on, I promised myself one thing. I would not stay silent anymore. Even if no one believed me. Even if it destroyed my family. Even if it scared me. Because a mother's silence can be just as dangerous as a monster's lies. Slow fade, and this was only the beginning. That night, I didn't sleep. Lily lay beside me, curled into my side, holding my shirt like she was afraid I might disappear. Daniel ate dinner in silence. No anger. No shouting, just calm. And that calm scared me more than any scream ever could. When the house finally went quiet, I waited. Every sound felt louder than it should have. The ticking clock. The hum of the refrigerator. The soft rain tapping against the windows. Around midnight, I felt Lily move. Her small fingers tightened around my hand. "Mom," she whispered. I turned toward her. "Yes, baby?" She hesitated. Her lips trembled. "You promise you won't be mad?" I swallowed hard. "I promise." She took a deep breath. Like someone about to jump into cold water. "Daddy comes into my room when you're asleep." My heart stopped. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But I forced myself to stay calm. "What does he do?" I asked softly. She shook her head, tears rolling down her cheeks. "He says it's a secret. He says bad girls tell lies." Every word felt like a knife. I held her tighter. "You did nothing wrong," I said. "Nothing." She looked up at me. "Am I bad, Mom?" That question broke me. "No," I whispered. "You are brave." The next morning, I called in sick to work. I watched Daniel closely. He kissed Lily's forehead before leaving. She flinched. That was all the proof I needed. I packed a bag while Lily was at school. Just the essentials: documents, clothes, her favorite rabbit. When Daniel called asking why I sounded distant, I lied. I told him I had a headache. By the afternoon, I had taken Lily to the doctor. The waiting room smelled like disinfectant and fear. The nurse asked Lily questions. Lily stayed silent. The doctor looked at me with concern. "She won't speak," he said gently. "We need a specialist." That night, I made the hardest call of my life. Child Protective Services. I thought help would come immediately. I thought they would protect us. I was wrong. 2 days later, a caseworker came to our house. Daniel was calm, polite. He offered coffee. He smiled. Lily sat beside me, staring at the floor. The caseworker asked Daniel questions. He answered every one perfectly. Then she asked Lily, "Has your dad ever hurt you?" Lily looked at me. Then at him. She shook her head. My stomach dropped. The caseworker wrote something down. "Children imagine things sometimes," she said. "We see this a lot in custody disputes." Custody dispute? I felt invisible. After she left, Daniel turned to me. His voice was still calm. "You've embarrassed me," he said. "And you've confused our daughter." That night, Lily wet the bed. She whispered, "I'm sorry, Mom. I got scared." I realized something then. The system expects children to be strong enough to tell the truth alone. But fear doesn't disappear just because adults are watching. And I knew, if I didn't fight, no one else would. Slow pause. Because the truth was there. But it was trapped inside a child who was terrified of the man everyone trusted. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I was tired all the time. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind that lives in your chest. I started documenting everything: dates, times, Lily's nightmares, her sudden silence. I thought facts would protect us. I was wrong again. I met with 3 different lawyers. The first one sighed before I even finished speaking. "Without physical evidence," he said, "this will be very difficult." The second one was more honest. "Cases like this ruin reputations," she said. "Be prepared for people not to believe you." The third lawyer, Mark Reynolds, looked me in the eye and said, "If your daughter speaks, we fight." So we fought. I filed for emergency custody. Daniel's response was immediate. He claimed I was unstable Emotionally unfit. A mother turning a child against her father. I sat in court listening to strangers dissect my mental health. They questioned my parenting, my work hours, my motives. Daniel sat across the room, calm, confident. The judge listened patiently, then asked the question I dreaded. Where is the evidence? Lily was listed as a potential witness. But when the time came, she froze. Her hands shook, her voice wouldn't come out. Daniel's lawyer smiled. The judge frowned. We can't rely on assumptions, he said. This court requires proof. Each hearing felt like a loss. Friends stopped calling. Family members told me to let it go. Even my own mother whispered, "What if you're wrong, Emily?" That question haunted me. At night, I stared at the ceiling, wondering if I was destroying my daughter, trying to save her. Then, one afternoon, I found something. A small recorder, hidden behind a shelf, in Daniel's home office. I didn't know what was on it. My hand shook as I pressed play. A man's voice. Daniel's voice. Soft, controlled. Telling a child to stay quiet. My knees gave out. I took it to my lawyer immediately. He listened carefully. Then he shook his head. Illegally obtained, he said. It may not be admissible. I felt the ground disappear beneath me. All that pain, and still nothing. The next court date arrived. Daniel's lawyer stood confidently. Your Honor, he said. This case has gone on long enough. The judge looked tired. He rubbed his temples. I'm inclined to agree, he said. My lawyer whispered, this might be it. Lily sat beside me. Small, silent. The judge reached for his pen. And that's when everything stopped. Because my daughter was about to do something no one expected. The judge's pen hovered above the paper. The courtroom felt like it had stopped breathing. I could hear my own heartbeat. Loud, uneven, desperate. My lawyer leaned toward me and whispered, Emily. I'm so sorry. That was it. Months of fear, sleepless nights. Fighting a system that didn't want to listen. All about to be erased with one signature. I looked down at Lily. She was sitting very still, too still. Her eyes weren't on the judge, they were on her father. Daniel sat relaxed in his chair, one arm resting casually on the table. He didn't look worried. He looked confident. And then, Lily stood up. The sound of her chair scraping against the floor echoed through the courtroom like a gunshot. Everyone turned. Sweetheart, I whispered, reaching for her. But she had already taken a step forward. Your Honor, she said, her voice was small. But it didn't shake. Gasps filled the room. The judge froze. Sit down, Daniel's lawyer snapped. The judge raised his hand. Let her speak. My heart nearly stopped. Lily took a deep breath. She looked at me. Then she looked at the judge. I was told not to talk, she said slowly. Because bad things happen when I tell the truth. Daniel shifted in his seat just slightly. No one else noticed, I did. She came into my room at night, Lily continued. When Mommy was asleep. The room went silent. No coughing. No whispers, just her voice. He said I was special, she said. And that nobody would believe me. Tears streamed down her face. I tried to be quiet, she said. But I don't want to be scared anymore. I was shaking so badly. I had to grip the edge of the bench. Daniel's lawyer jumped to his feet. Your Honor, this is highly inappropriate. The judge slammed his gavel. Sit down. Lily turned toward her father. For the first time, she didn't look afraid, she looked strong. You told me Mommy would hate me, she said, but she doesn't. Daniel's face went pale. The judge leaned forward. Bailiff, he said. Escort the child to the side room. He turned to the attorneys. This court is not closing this case. The pen dropped from his hand. Just like that, everything changed. Lily was taken gently from the room. I watched her walk away. With her head held high, the judge looked at Daniel. "You will remain seated," he said firmly. My lawyer looked at me, his eyes wide. "We're not done," he whispered. I exhaled for the first time in months. Because my daughter had done what adults couldn't, she had told the truth. And the truth had finally been heard. When Lily walked out of the courtroom, the room felt different, heavier, sharper. Like everyone suddenly realized. This was no longer just a dispute. This was a crime. The judge ordered an immediate recess. Daniel's lawyer was whispering urgently to him. His confident tone gone. Daniel avoided my eyes. For the first time since this nightmare began. He looked afraid. That same afternoon, the judge issued an emergency order. Police were instructed to reopen the investigation. This time without assumptions. Without bias. Without his smile protecting him. 2 detectives came to the house that night. They didn't sit on the couch politely this time, they searched every drawer, every cabinet, every locked space. Then they went to Daniel's office. One detective noticed something strange. A shelf that looked recently moved. Behind it, they found a small hidden compartment. Inside were things no child should ever be connected to. Recordings, written notes, photos. My hand shook as the detective looked at me and said, "We should have seen this sooner. They took everything." That night, Daniel was asked to come down to the station. He didn't come back. Lily slept for 12 hours straight. And no nightmares. No screaming, just sleep. The next morning, my lawyer called. "They have enough," he said quietly. "He's being charged." I sat on the floor and cried. Not because it was over, but because it had taken so long. In court the following week, the tone had completely changed. Daniel no longer looked confident. He looked small. The recordings were played. His voice filled the courtroom. The same calm voice everyone trusted. People looked away in discomfort. Some cried, the judge didn't. "This court failed this child once," he said. "It will not fail her again." Daniel was denied bail. As he was led away, he finally looked at Lily. She didn't hide. She held my hand strong. Later, a social worker asked Lily if she wanted to say anything. She thought for a moment and said, "I just want other kids to be safe." That sentence stayed with me. Because that's what this was always about. Not revenge, not winning. But protecting a child who was brave enough to speak when the world told her to stay quiet. But even with justice beginning, healing was still a long road ahead. The house felt different after he was gone. Not quieter, lighter, like the walls themselves could finally breathe. Lily started therapy the following week. At first, she didn't say much. She drew pictures instead. Dark colors at the beginning. Closed doors, tiny figures. But slowly, the drawings changed. Sunlight appeared, open windows. A girl holding her mother's hand. The therapist told me something I'll never forget. "Children don't need perfect parents," she said, "they need parents who listen." I replayed those words in my mind again and again. Because listening, really listening, was what saved my daughter. The trial took months. I won't describe every detail, what matters is this. Daniel was convicted, not because he looked guilty, but because the truth finally had space to exist. When the verdict was read, Lily squeezed my hand. She didn't smile, she didn't cry, she just whispered, "Is it over now, Mom?" I leaned down and said, "Yes, baby. It's over." That night, we ordered pizza. We sat on the floor. We laughed for the first time in years. Healing didn't happen overnight. Some nights, Lily still woke up scared. Some days, I still blamed myself, but every morning, we chose to move forward together. I share this story for one reason. Not for sympathy, not for views, but because somewhere, right now, there is a child who is silent. And an adult who is afraid to listen. If you're a parent watching this, look closely. Ask twice, listen carefully, silence is not peace. And if you are someone who went through something similar, you are not weak, you are not broken, and it was never your fault. Before you leave, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story because every share, every comment, every voice might be the reason another child is finally heard. Thank you for listening.